everybody, it's the Lawn Gnome, and welcome to your September 2019 Funko Pop update. And, oh, I'm so glad that it's finally here. The shirt that I am wearing today is a shirt that I had been waiting for to arrive at my doorstep. It's the Comic-Con exclusive Big Bang Theory t-shirt with all the guys dressed up in their DC costumes. It's definitely one of my favorite shirts in my collection, and now, to a certain degree, I have some Big Bang Theory representation in my world of Funko, because for me, it's not just the Funko Pops, it's the rock candies, it's the Dorbs, and it's these t-shirts, because I love everything that Funko has to offer, including their documentary, which I have watched about 40 times already. It's just wonderful. But anyway, guys, we're back to one of those great calms before the storm, because we are just weeks away from New York Comic-Con, and I'm pretty sure that I will have a lot of New York Comic-Con news to provide to you guys in the beginning of October, before the con actually begins, and I am clutching onto my wallet right now because I am terrified as to what they might actually be offering, because I wouldn't be surprised if I do, in fact, get broken once again, and if it actually ends up from Disney, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. But anyway, there's a great deal of news to share with you guys, because after San Diego Comic-Con, they gave us some really good news, with a couple of glam shots being featured today. But before we get into all of that, let's take a look at how my collection has been going. So, for today's collection update, we are finally going to be looking at some of my newest acquirements from the wonderful world of Disney. Some of these have actually been in my collection for quite a few months now, so I'm sorry that I didn't really get to these even sooner, but, you know, I like to try and make sure that I cover my collection as best as possible with recurring themes, and I just want to make sure that everything is just done as best as I possibly can. So we've got some new additions to our collection from the world of Disney and from Pixar, and I'm just really excited to go over each and every one of them. So let's take a look at the two over here. These are from Disney Animated Classics, obviously, and they are one of my personal favorites and also one of my wife's personal favorites, and one of these actually happens to belong to my wife. So the first one we're going to go over is the one that I own, and that, of course, is Scuttle from the 30th anniversary of The Little Mermaid. I cannot believe that this movie is 30 years old. So yeah, I'm the proud owner of Scuttle, and I've noticed, thanks to buying Scuttle, that I have a major fandom for Disney birds. It's kind of crazy. I have Iago, I have Orville, and I also have Zazu, so I thought it was only appropriate that I would get Scuttle. But why? Why did I get the Little Mermaid character? Well, I am a big fan of this character because of the voice actor that was attached to it, and it's also one of the greatest comedy actors of all time, the late Buddy Hackett. He's one of my favorites in The Music Man, and It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, so him voicing Scuttle is just one of my favorite things, and I love the way this pop looks. I love the informative expression on his face. I love the fact that he's holding the fork, aka the dingle hopper, and the details of him are fantastic, all the way down to his tail feathers. I love this pop so much because I just love Scuttle. He is definitely the highlight of The Little Mermaid for me personally, so I'm very happy to actually have him in my collection. In regards to my wife's pop, she is a massive Mulan fan and loves Mushu. We never really had intentions to get Mushu, but then there was this 2-for-1 deal at a local store that we were at a couple of months back, and I said, hey, I want to get this pop, do you want Mushu? So she's like, yeah, get Mushu, why not? And it's great because I love quoting Mushu for her, and I love the fact that he also comes with Cricket, and the details on him are definitely good. I don't think that he's one of the best looking pops. He's also very small, so is Scuttle, but we definitely get all the highlights of him, from his grin to the expression, as well as the details on the scaling pattern on his tail underneath. Very, very cool, as well as his back. And Cricket is also a very interesting one. It's also one of the few pops that we have with a mini pop, and he's definitely very small, and I just like that he's actually included with Mushu. I was actually surprised that he wasn't included with Mulan, but the fact that they're both in this little box, it definitely was more worth the price, especially for the size. So now let's get into the world of Pixar. Now, I got the Army Man because I didn't have any Toy Story representation, and even with the Toy Story 4 line, there wasn't really anything that I wanted to include in my collection. But when I found that they were going to be making a Mrs. Nesbit, I had to get my hands on this pop because I love that moment in the original Toy Story, and the look of this pop is just what makes it worth it. I love the expression on Buzz's face. I love that he's got the teacup on a tilt. I love the way he's got his feet positioned as if he's sort of drunk. He's got the apron, and even when you turn him around, I love all the details of him in this pop. And of course, you've got the helmet on, as well as the flower hat. And just to ice the cake, there's also his broken hand holding the teapot just like in the movie, and the details on the hand are great too. They really did so much to make this pop look as good as it possibly could get. But now let's get a look at the pops that broke me for San Diego Comic-Con this year, and it just wasn't going to be my collection without them. It was children versions of Carl and Ellie from probably one of the greatest movies that Pixar ever gave us, and of course that is Up. As I said, this was a 2-pack that was a limited edition from San Diego Comic-Con. It was definitely one of the hot ticket items this year, and I cannot get over how beautiful these two pops look. I love Carl. I love the expression on his face. He really looks like he just came right out of the movie. I love the fact that he's got this beautiful pose, as well as the grape soda bottle cap on his vest. The Spirit of Adventure balloon and the details on the aviator cap are just absolutely perfect, and I also love the texture of his sweater vest. It really feels different from the rest of him, and he's even got the little freckles on his face, which are also perfect. Definitely one of the greatest looking pops that I've ever seen, and of course Ellie is fantastic too. The beautiful grin with the missing tooth, the beautiful expression on her face, ready to take an adventure, the big pink bow in her hair, the details on her My Adventure book, the fact that she's also barefooted, absolutely fantastic, and all the way around, so many beautiful details on this pop. These are without a doubt two of the best looking pops that Funko ever gave us. I wish that they weren't an exclusive, because I know so many people that would love to have these in their collection, but you know what? Sometimes you just get lucky, and I'm glad to have them. And I'm just happy that every single one of these are in our collection, because my wife and I are just big Disney fans, and it is just hard not to have a Funko Pop collection with some of your favorite Disney characters. So let's get into the news. So as I said in the previous month, I am so happy to know that the Specialty Series has not been discontinued, because I am a firm believer in the small business and helping out your local places. And of course, in case you didn't know, Specialty Series Funko Pops are only available at comic store and hobby shops, and they recently announced an expansion to the Kingdom Hearts line, and this is a Kingdom Hearts 3 Pop, which is Kira with a Keyblade, and there are more of them featured this month, but I just wanted to separate the Specialty Series because it is always important to single these out for all of you fans so you know exactly where to find specific pops. And of course, we had a lot of additions to the Funko shop. Everything from Scooby-Doo stuff, including Scrappy-Doo, which I was really surprised sold out in a matter of seconds. Another Office Pop, and of course, some more spastic plastic characters. So, if you are collectors of these kinds of things, the Funko shop is where they can be found, though some might be a little harder than others at this point, because some of these just really sold out quickly. We also have a lot of interesting stuff in terms of icons. We have two that are being featured in the Philippines and Singapore. They are another glow-in-the-dark Jollibee with this new clothing that he has on. We already featured one that was available earlier this year, but we also have the Merlion fountain, which is a staple in Singapore, and the coolest thing about it is it actually has the water effects of the fountain coming out of its mouth. So you are only able to find these at this point in time overseas, so hopefully you'll be able to hunt them down. Of course, we have some new Funko cereals. We have Halloween-themed ones and villain ones. We have an Oogie Boogie cereal as well as an Ursula cereal, and of course, they do include a Pocket Pop, and these are going to both be available at FYE. FYE and Hot Topic seem to be the primary source for your Funkos. Now, of course, I'm not a fan, but I'm sure that people are out there fans because they are selling, and if they're selling, that means they're working. We also had the announcement of lots of things over at D23, and because of that, there was a great deal of exclusives over at the theme parks and D23. Everything from a Ursula with Flotsam and Jetsam on her. We also had the trilogy of characters from Splash Mountain, of course also from Song of the South. To celebrate an ESPN event, there was a basketball Mickey, which is very cute, but you also got the Dapper Dan's 4-pack, which are available from D23. I don't know where they are found at this point in time, but these are guys that you will see on Main Street USA in the Magic Kingdom. There were also some brand new boxes that were announced that were anime themed. There was an exclusive Yu-Gi-Oh box as well as a Dragon Ball Z box, and each of them includes a pop, and the Dragon Ball Z box, which was Hot Topic exclusive, also included a chase of the pop that was featured, which was Trunks in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber training. And of course, we had the newest Marvel Collector Core, and it was Spider-Man Far From Home. There were 2 pops that were actually featured in this box. One of them was a glow-in-the-dark Mysterio, and the other one was Peter Parker in the Netherlands football jersey. There's also going to be an expansion of ad icons. I mean, we did get the announcement at San Diego Comic-Con that they were going to be giving us the Peter Pez mascot. Once again, I had no idea that Pez had a mascot, but apparently he's not the only one. There are going to be 2 more Pez mascots being featured, and as far as I know, these are going to be commons, so if you didn't manage to get a Peter Pez, which had a red hat at San Diego Comic-Con, you can get the one in the blue hat. Probably the more interesting ad icons that were announced recently. One of them was an ad icon, and the other one was just an icon in general, and I'm actually getting both of these. I've already pre-ordered them. They are the MTV Moon Person. Obviously, we got a little politically correct here, but I refer to it as the MTV Moon Man, which is from MTV. I love this iconic character that was created by MTV, so of course, as a music appreciator, I had to get this one. But then we also have the Coca-Cola Polar Bear. These guys are just so popular around the holidays, and when I told my wife that they were actually making one of these, there was not even a hesitation. She said, pre-order it. I love the Coca-Cola Polar Bear, so we are going to be getting both of these in the mail, hopefully in the coming months. Lots of icons were announced this year, and they're definitely expanding on this line a great deal. You could get a Albert Einstein, as well as a Books A Million exclusive of Edgar Allan Poe, just around in time for fall. I know so many people that are planning to get that Edgar Allan Poe, and I love the fact that he's got a raven on his wrist. Also have some new Target exclusives. Target also had a very big year this year for Funko Pops, and you can get a glow-in-the-dark Fortnite Rex, as well as a Stranger Things Will the Wise, who also glows in the dark. Hot Topic also is capitalizing on The Nightmare Before Christmas along with its counterpart Boxed Lunch. You can get a Dapper Jack Skellington, which is part of the Diamond Collection, as well as a Boxed Lunch exclusive movie moment of Jack dancing in the fountain, which is an iconic pose, beautiful look. They did such a great job with these Nightmare Before Christmas pops, and I'm glad to know that they continue to expand on this line. There were also some other interesting exclusives in the world of animation. You could get a PX Previews exclusive of Miles Morales from Enter the Spider-Verse. He's in his jacket and hoodie and sneakers. You can also get the glow-in-the-dark Go 10 available at Hot Topic, as well as a 6-inch supersized pop of Great Ape Goku, which is featured at Entertainment Earth. And there were a lot of announcements at San Diego Comic-Con, and we're actually getting the concept art. The Good Luck Trolls are coming. These are not based on the movie, obviously. These are based on the original Rust Trolls, and as far as I have been told, these figures actually do have real hair, which is going to be another new thing for Funko. They're always trying to do innovative and interesting things, and I have a feeling that these will sell because I remember how popular Trolls were when I was a kid, and they are actually an older toy, so the fact that this is coming back will be very interesting. I'd like to see how they do in the market. We also have BlizzCon coming up, and that is going to give us a Blizzard exclusive Genji from Overwatch. So if you do plan on going to BlizzCon, you can get this one, but I believe that this is also going to be available on the Blizzard website if you cannot make it to the con. So we got some more video game stuff. We have a new line of Crash Bandicoot Pops. I'm really impressed to see how big this line has already gotten, so why not add more? And I love the Crash Bandicoot in the little tornado pose, sort of like the Tasmanian Devil kind of deal. So yeah, more Crash Bandicoot Pops are coming. As I mentioned earlier, there is Kingdom Hearts Pops, especially featuring Kingdom Hearts 3, and there's also going to be some exclusives, one from Hot Topic and one from Box Lunch. I have never played Kingdom Hearts, but I've always wanted to, but the funny part is because I play Tsum Tsum, I know a lot of these characters, and the one with the blue hair, which is Aqua, I know her very well because she's one of my favorite Tsums that I play in the game, and her Box Lunch exclusive is pretty cool too because she's got yellow eyes. Also got a lot happening in the world of sports. We've got some new football pops coming, and they are from some of the other English Premier League teams, so I'm sure you're all excited for those. We've also got some more NHL pops coming, as well as a Fanatics exclusive of Alexander Ovechkin with a missing tooth. I think that that is fantastic. But I also like the fact that I believe we have our very first Colorado Avalanche Funko Pop. So, all of you out there, if your team is being represented, I'm sure you're all excited to get your hands on these new ones. I did not anticipate another massive wave of NFL Pops, and I'm happy to announce, it took them a little bit of time, but every single team in the NFL has now officially been represented because of the fact that AC Green from the Cincinnati Bengals has officially been given a Funko Pop, and I'm also very impressed to see some Super Bowl Funko Pops. We have Tom Brady, we have Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, and Aaron Rodgers, and they're each wearing a hat of the Super Bowl championship that they actually won, which I thought is pretty cool. But we've also got another Jet coming. The Jets picked up Le'Veon Bell in the offseason, and I am very excited as a Jets fan. So of course you know I had to pre-order another Jet. But also there is a Fanatics exclusive of Saquon Barkley. If you are a Giants fan, you will be able to get that, but I'm just going to let you guys know, because it was announced later, there is going to be a common of Saquon Barkley, so if you cannot get the Fanatics exclusive in the away jersey, you will be able to get him in a home jersey, and probably next month you will see the glam shot. We've also got a lot happening in the world of music. We've got a Rob Zombie, and I already knew that Marilyn Manson was coming out as a Funko Pop. A little upset that we didn't get a pre-order date for Iron Maiden's Eddie, because I really want to get that and add it to my collection, but I know for a solid fact that Marilyn Manson and Rob Zombie have tons of fans, and they will definitely be selling. One of the lines that I was so excited to know was coming was the Garfield line. I am such a Garfield fan, and I like the fact that he's part of the comics line and not part of the animation line, even though the cartoon is great. But you can get Garfield and Odie, as well as the Funko Shop exclusive of Garfield with the I Hate Mondays mug. He has already been sold. I don't believe he is sold out yet, but I do know for a fact that I did get myself one, and I will feature him in a Funko Pop update soon. But to have a Garfield Pop, in my eyes, is wonderful. I'd love to see what else they would do. Maybe they'll make Dilbert or Kathy or Calvin and Hobbes if they can get the rights. I'd love to see more comic strip characters show up too, because like myself trying to preserve vintage cartoons, vintage comic strips are just as relevant. Also got a lot in the world of Pop Towns happening. We have Hagrid's Hut with Fang, the Hall of Justice with Batman, although I really think that it should have been Superman, but probably the one that a lot of people are very excited for is the Dante's Inferno room with Beetlejuice. That is a pretty good looking Funko Pop Town. I still have no intentions to get one, and I don't think I ever will, because there's really nothing in regards to actual towns that I would appreciate. I mean, unless they made a Justice League Watchtower based on the Bruce Timm animation, maybe I would consider that, but at this point in time, not so much. Or maybe Batman and Robin from the 1966 show in the Batcave, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. Also found out, at least I didn't even know, that it was the 50th anniversary of the Haunted Mansion ride at Disney theme parks. And let me tell you, they are celebrating in a big way, because you can get common Haunted Mansion Pops, exclusives of these Pops, as well as one from the Disney theme parks. You can also get an exclusive at Target oversized 10-inch Pop of one of the Hitchhiking Ghosts, as well as a 3-pack of the Hitchhiking Ghosts in Chrome, not to mention a couple of Pocket Pops as well. I don't intend to get any of these, although I am so impressed that they're doing this. I mean, they're doing the same thing with Splash Mountain as well, so I really appreciate the fact that they're also trying to capitalize on Disney Park rides rather than just Disney Park characters, because the characters in the rides are just as relevant as the characters you see on film. Marvel's 80th anniversary is continuing on with some Walgreens exclusives, various versions of Spider-Man. I don't even know about these specific Spider-Man lore characters, especially the Spider-Man in the Fantastic Four uniform with the bag on his head. I think that that is pretty funny, but I'm also appreciating the fact that they're featuring that specific pop because, as far as I heard, there are Fantastic Four pops coming down the line, so I'm very excited to see where that's gonna go. Of course, we have the new DreamWorks animated film Abominable, and I'm not surprised that they're going to give us a pop. I'd like to see if they actually make a flocked pop somewhere down the line. My wife and I are a little excited for this movie. I really hope that the reviews are good because we would like to see a movie like this because it does look very cute. One of the other lines that I had no idea was coming was Jumanji. I loved the original Jumanji. I still have yet to see Welcome to the Jungle because I don't know why it's not being shown on any channel that I have access to, but I'm also very happy to know that Robin Williams in live action is now officially represented in Funko Pop form. As much as I would love to get a Mrs. Doubtfire, I'm happy that this is happening. So you can get a regular Alan Parrish, which is his character in Jumanji, of course, along with a Barnes & Noble exclusive of Alan Parrish with a Bowie knife. One of the big announcements in Comic-Con was the fact that they were making pop lines from Jordan Peele's revolutionary horror films Get Out and Us, and now they are officially available for pre-order. I thought that Get Out was revolutionary, and I haven't seen Us yet, but I do plan to do so when it comes out on demand, and I am very excited to see my thoughts on that film as well. But I will not be getting the pops, even though I think that they are pretty cool, especially the Get Out pop of Daniel Kaluuya with tears streaming down his face. I think that that is amazing, something new and fresh. So, capturing on the horror theme in film, we've got the Purge election year pops coming. I have no intentions for these. I never saw the movies. I don't want to. I don't care. But I will not deny the fact that these pops do look pretty cool, and the bear with the pacifier in his mouth is kind of creepy. Tombstone is getting a pop line. This is a movie that I've never seen, but so many people like it. I really think I need to see it at some point. The details look great. I mean, anything when it comes to capturing the old West in film is definitely incredible. I'd love to see them try and make a John Wayne icon. I think that he would make an excellent pop. Same thing with Charlie Chaplin. If they ever made a Charlie Chaplin pop, I would totally get my hands on that one, but there's also going to be Walmart and Target exclusives for this line, so if you are a Tombstone fan, you're probably very excited. We've also got the new Gladiator line, of course featuring Russell Crowe and Joaquin Phoenix. There's going to be an FYE exclusive and a Funko Shop exclusive of the Masked Maximus, which of course is Russell Crowe, and I did see this movie, and I'm not really the biggest fan of it, but I know so many people love this Ridley Scott film, so the fact that this is a pop line that is happening, I'm not surprised. We've also got an expansion to the Lord of the Rings line, and I think that this one is absolutely adorable. I'm not going to get it, but it is a pop ride of Gandalf on a giant eagle. I just think that the eagle is the cutest thing that I've ever seen in my life. I love Gandalf on this eagle, and I love the fact that they're doing this because there's still some more Lord of the Rings characters that they can capitalize on, and the fact that they're doing something this random is definitely a nod for the fans. We did find out that Winona Earp was going to be a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, but we are going to be getting a Common and a Chase. So if you are a fan, they're coming. Don't worry, guys. Office, of course, did get a massive expansion as well. Plenty of exclusives, especially since I've already featured the Funko Shop exclusive, but there's also going to be exclusives at Target, Box Lunch, Walmart, Hot Topic, and the Calendar Store, also known as Go. So if you're an Office fan, more of them are coming, everybody. We got more Game of Thrones pops, guys, and these are definitely something that just tug at your heartstrings. One specifically, of course. There's a brand new Brienne of Tarth with her gold armor, which is beautiful, and she's going to be a boxed lunch exclusive, but we also got Hodor holding the door in that landmark episode that broke hearts around the world, and the expression on his face is so somber, and the whole detail on this pop is just absolutely gorgeous, though it's going to be hard for people to get their hands on this one because it just brings back so many painful memories, but it's nice to see that this specific moment is being preserved in pop form because it is one of the most well-known moments in the show. You guys know how excited I am for the fact that they finally announced Speed Racer Pops. Forget Racer X, forget Speed Racer Regular with the Chase. Look at that, guys. 6 years of waiting, and we finally get Speed Racer in the Mach 5. I am extremely excited. This is going to be my first purchase from Funko in 2020. I've already pre-ordered it from Entertainment Earth. You guys have no idea how I've been waiting for this Funko Pop. I cannot wait to see it up close. The details look like they're going to be phenomenal. The Mach 5 is one of the most legendary cars in popular culture. The Speed Racer Pop in it looks wonderful. I love how he's got his head tilted, turning the wheel at full speed. This is going to be one of my personal favorites in my collection, guys. I can feel it. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. You know how much I love to talk Funko Pops with you, so please put your comments in the box below and let's chat. And I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.